So greetings, Mocha Moms. My name is LaShawn Martin, and we are delighted to have you join us this evening for our Mocha Moms Mother's Day Chat. But before we get started, we're going to take a moment and hear a welcome from our national president.
Greetings, Mochas. It's Quay Kelch-Maddox, your national president.
Daddy, what happened?
I would like to welcome
Mommy, stick this.
Looks like we're having a bit of interruption. I'm going to try that
the
again.
2021 Mocha Moms Mother's Day.
Can you all hear it?
I can hear it, but it goes in and out.
Okay. I'm going to try it again. Give me one moment. Don't we just love technology? Give me one moment and I will try it again. I want to make sure that we can see and hear.
Day Chat. Such an exciting evening for us.
Okay. We are going to try that again. Give me one moment and I am going to get her back on screen. She took the time to do our video, so I want to make sure we can all see it. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play her from YouTube. How about that? We're almost there, Mochas. This message is important, so I want to make sure that we get this message from our national president. Okay, let's see if it works this time for us. Hang in there, Mochas. Give me a second and we are going to get there.
Greetings, Mochas. It's Quay Kelch-Maddox, your national president. I would like to welcome you to the 2021 Mocha Moms Mother's Day Chat. Such an exciting evening for us and such an exciting weekend. Over a year ago, our lives changed drastically.
Did it stop again for you?
It has been tough on all of us. That's why this.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop this and we're going to start our conversation.
This evening and this weekend is extra important. Sit back and relax while we talk about the joys of mother.
I think there's a glitch in the video, so we're just going to continue our conversation. All right, well, welcome to those of you watching. We are currently live on Facebook and YouTube. So hello to our Mocha Mothers all across the country, and also to all of our guests and all of our friends. My name is LaShawn Martin, and I am your National Vice President. And I would like to introduce my co-host for this evening, Cree. Cree, say hi to the people. We can't hear you, Cree. There you go. We can't hear you. Can you hear her, Alicia?
I cannot.
No, I can't hear her either. So Cree, if you want to hop out and hop back in, try that. I heard you. I saw your lips say, okay. I think that's what you said. Great. So hop on out and hop back in. And we'll have Cree join us in just a moment. So we have Takesha here. Takesha Cachet Kizart Thomas. Did I get it all right?
No, that's okay though.
I tried.
It's Takesha Michelle Kizart Thomas.
Okay, I said Quiche. Did I say Quiche?
Yes.
I said Quiche. Awesome.
I don't know.
And we will have you introduce yourself in just a moment. Alicia Winfield, say hi to our Mochas.
Hi, Mochas.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. And I'm going to let Cree back in. Cree?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yay. Hello, beautiful Mochas, beautiful mothers, queen mothers. I'm excited that you're all here. We're going to have a great time.
We are. It's going to be a great afternoon, great evening. So we are from all across the country, and we are so delighted to be here. So I'm going to take a moment and allow Cree to go around the room and call on each of you to introduce yourself as our guest, and then we'll come back around. So Cree, I'm not sure who you want to call on first.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay.
I switched devices so that way I can make sure the volume worked.
Good. That's okay. Do you want to? I can continue while you check your sound.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Alicia. I'm going to start with you. So, Alicia, do us a favor. Introduce yourself. Tell us which chapter you're from, which Mocha chapter you're from, and then give us a bit about your background.
Sure. So my name is Alicia Winfield, and I am a member of the Los Angeles, California Mocha Moms chapter. I have 2 children. My daughter is 9 and my son is 7. I am an attorney at Littler, which is a global management side labor and employment law firm. And I'm also on the board of directors for Crystal Stairs, Inc., which is a nonprofit organization that provides childcare subsidies and preschool education to low-income families in the South Los Angeles area. So there's a lot of information about me in my bio, but what I want you all to know about me, what I want you to know is that I am most passionate about my job because I help companies resolve employment law lawsuits, and I also help them get into compliance with employment law. And I am very passionate about my service for Crystal Stairs, Inc. because we assist over 45,000 children and families every year who are predominantly African American and Latinx with childcare subsidies, Head Start, state preschool, other programs.
Awesome. That's fantastic. We are going to have a great conversation here. Takesha, tell us about you. Tell us which chapter you're from, and then give us some background about you.
Of course. Well, first of all, thank you, LaShawn, for inviting me.
Absolutely.
It's been so lovely already. I am from the Chicago chapter, and I am a new mom. So I have a 1-year-old daughter, and I'm just excited to be a part of this organization that is connecting me with other amazing Black women raising beautiful brown children. I mean, that's what it's all about for me right now. I am a creative performing artist and producer, mainly in the realm of opera. So I'm a dramatic soprano. I've sung all over the world. I've made my Metropolitan Opera debut, sung at the Sydney Opera House, sung throughout Europe and Asia.
Yeah.
And now I'm in Chicago in this moment in my life. I feel like it's somewhat of a transition, I guess you could say, because I've added more things to my arsenal. I'm now a librettist. So a librettist is actually the person who writes the words to the music in an opera, as well as being a creative producer. So we're in the midst of writing our own opera from scratch. And I'll tell you about that soon too. It's entitled Change. And it's a love project that I'm doing with my husband and my best friend. And we have advanced in several different competitions. And we're currently in the running for a commission with West Edge Opera Company. So this is just a very interesting time in my life right now. And I'm happy to be a part of this conversation.
Fantastic. I'm bubbling over with what you just said, and you'll know why in just a moment. So Cree, I will have you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, tell us which chapter you're from, and tell us your background.
Okay.
Cree, can you hear us?
Can
Yes,
you hear me?
we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. I'm Cree Davis. I am the Southeast Regional Director for Mocha Moms. I've been a Mocha for almost 14 years. And I cannot even begin to tell you what Mocha Moms means to me and what Mocha Moms, the organization as a whole, has done for me as a woman, number one, then as a mother. I have grown up so much with this organization. I'm still a part of it. Some people say, well, why are you still a part of Mocha Moms after 14 years? And I say, it's because of what Mocha Moms has done for me, what it means to me. It has a very special place in my heart. I will be 100 years old still talking about Mocha Moms, telling new moms about Mocha Moms. And I'm going to make sure it's still in existence for those moms to come because it's so needed. And I tell other women, I'm still a part of it after 14 years because I must do for the mothers that's, coming along what other mothers have done for me. We need each other. We're all we have, actually. Yeah. So I'm very passionate about Mocha Moms. And it's really a strong, beautiful, amazing sisterhood. So what I do, I'm an actress, I'm a vocalist, and I'm a philanthropist and a community advocate. I have a nonprofit organization called Building Legacy. We have a partnership with Atlanta Public Schools, and we throw a huge surprise field trip for all the underserved schools here in Atlanta. So it's about 500 to 600 students that we surprise. We have celebrities, thought leaders, entrepreneurs, executives from some of the Fortune 500 companies. We want those children to dream out loud. Yeah. So it's middle schoolers and high schoolers. So we bring them to bring their dreams to life so they can see that their dreams can come true. Why? Here is someone that looks just like you, that is in the field that you want to be in. And so you can find more information at buildinglegacyfoundation.org. We love having partners. It's an amazing organization. If you're interested in youth, feel free to look us up and join us. So that's what I do in a nutshell. And you can read more about me at creedavis.com.
Fantastic. Thank you, Cree. And we just had join us this evening, and I think I know why, and she will explain why in a moment. We have Tia Jackson. Thank you for joining us, Tia. We can't hear you, though.
Okay, there we go. I apologize. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be a part of an amazing panel of amazing women. And yes, you already know why. No matter how many I's I dotted and T's I crossed, motherhood and the restaurant and everything that tried to get in the way, it certainly did, because it is Mother's Day weekend. And so it just, I was running, I promise.
As moms do. We're always running, always running.
I know.
So don't feel bad. Don't feel
Yes.
bad.
Yes.
So
yes,
Tia, tell
yes.
us which chapter you're from and tell us what you do with your life.
Okay, my name again is Tia Jackson. I am a proud member of the Bergen County Mocha Moms here in New Jersey. And I like to say now a legacy owner, because I like to always give honor to my mom, who started TJ Southern Gourmet in Manhattan. We are now 2 years in at a new location in Inglewood, New Jersey. And we are just excited to be here, just serving the community, our customers, and just doing what we love.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tia, for joining us. Awesome. So we are going, go ahead, Tia.
I forgot. How
That's
can
okay.
I forget? I'm also, my brain is still catching up with my feet. I'm also the National Network Director of the Mochapreneurs here at Mocha Moms, and we are over 300 women strong, and I am excited every time I see their faces. I see some of them joining us here in the conversation, and I don't know why I didn't even, I'm catching up, so I apologize for that.
They were going to let you know that they are there.
I know. I was like, wait a minute, I'm forgetting something. Wait a minute.
They're going to let you know. Awesome. Thank you so much, Tia. We are delighted to have you. I'll introduce myself. I did just briefly a moment ago. I told you one part of my life, but now I'll tell you about the other part of my life. I'm the National Vice President of Operations for Mocha Moms, which I dearly love. I'll take a quote from my fellow National Board sister, Shalon Newton, who says, "I bleed pink and brown blood." I love this organization. I love this organization. It has done so much to just fill my heart, to fill my soul, the sisterhood, the support that I've received from not only the sisterhood, but for my children. I've traveled with Mocha friends, outside of the country for vacation. I've had Mocha show up at my door when I was too tired and exhausted to take care of my kids. I've had people bring food to my home when I was sick. I had my entire house filled with Mocha love and pink and brown when I came home from my father's funeral. This organization has been everything to me for so many years. And I know that many of you Mochas can echo the same thing. I see you all in the chat. The chat is lighting up, by the way, y'all. The Mochas are in the house, both on YouTube and on Facebook. So
I love it.
Wanted to share that portion of what Mocha Moms means to me. And if any of you who are not familiar with Mocha Moms, you can go to our website at mochamoms.org, www.mochamoms.org, and you can join our sisterhood. So please feel free to be a part of what we're doing. The fee to join is very, very minimal, $50 a year, and you can tap into any Mocha chapter across the country, or you can be an large Mocha, or you can tap into just what we're doing online. So feel free to be part of our sisterhood. We welcome every single mother in every single walk of life, no matter where you are. So I wanted to offer that. The other part of my life is I am a singer and a songwriter, and also a producer. So Takesha, I had bells and whistles going off as you were talking. Super excited that we have that in common. Cree, I don't know if you shared that part, but Cree is also a singer and a songwriter as well. So I just released a single almost a year ago and working on the next one. I also do lots of philanthropic work for different organizations. I'm also a worship leader at my church, which has 5 different campuses. So I'm always in filming and recording some type of music. Music is my first love outside of my family, but music is my first love. I didn't say how long I've been a Mocha. I've been a Mocha for 14 years, maybe 17. So almost 14, 15 years. So my kids have grown up with Mocha Moms. They've seen pink and brown all over this house for many, 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 many years. So with that, I wanted to get into our discussion for this evening because I think it's important not only for people to know what we do as an organization, but who we have in our organization. There are 5 phenomenal women on this screen right now, and this is just a small, tiny, minuscule portion of the Mocha amazingness that we have going on all throughout Mocha Land. So this is just a drop in the bucket, and you'll see more. So Mocha, those of you that are watching, don't be surprised if we tap you the next time to be part of our next conversation. So Cree, I'm going to kick it to you to start off the conversation, and let's get into some Mocha chat.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited. So I think I'll start with you, Tia, because I enjoy receiving your emails.
Oh,
Sometimes
wow.
I laugh, sometimes I cry, because you're very vulnerable in your emails, in your messages, and I love it. It just connects me to you and all the other moms. So thank you. I appreciate your vulnerability, and I appreciate your consistent communication. It's appreciated.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. It's, you know,
So,
this.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you had it.
I love my mochapreneurs. I love you guys. And I was just, and I'm going to share this. Hopefully she doesn't mind. I was talking to someone the other day about, you know, just not feeling like I was doing enough for my mochapreneurs. Because if I could, I'd be traveling to you guys, seeing what you were doing. And so the emails is a way to really stay connected. And I feel like the only way I can expect my mochapreneurs, I say my, I know it's not really my, but I feel like it's personal, for them to be vulnerable is for me to be vulnerable, because entrepreneurship is a lonely road, and it's just my way to say you're not alone.
Yeah.
So appreciated. And you're doing enough. You're doing enough. Yes, you are.
That.
Your vulnerability is enough.
Thank you for that.
You had me in tears in one email.
Wow.
So with that, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
With everything you have to balance, what's the most challenging part of being a mom?
I think for me in this season, again, am I doing enough? And I think I share that with many moms, I'm sure, because one, as a mom, and then for me, again, as an entrepreneur, you're always, or just as a, you know, woman that's always thinking forward, right? Women, we're planners, we always think long range. So I think for me as a mom, trying to be fully present in every area possible. Like as I sit here right now, you know, my daughter is where she is and I know she's safe. But trying to balance, like she's a dancer. So one of the commitments I've made to her is all of her competitions, I'll be present. Like she knows my mother's not going to step foot in that restaurant because I have a competition on May 14th. And I feel really good in knowing that she can feel empowered in that way, because she makes, along with me, many sacrifices as an entrepreneur. So the biggest challenge I have is my quiet thoughts. Am I doing enough? Am I being enough of an example? Is she getting what we as mothers are always, we're living it out every day, but we just always hope that our kids are not only hearing what we say, but are they getting the message through the life that we live? And, you know, sometimes what, you know, I can tell her to be forgiving, but is she seeing mommy forgive? I can tell her to be patient. I can tell her to communicate effectively. But, you know, those times when I was yelling at the employees and I might have lost it. Oh, don't look at that part. Don't do that. You know, but she is also, without her knowing, is my accountability partner, because in those moments, if I mess up and get it wrong, I have to double back because she's definitely looking. So my heart is, you know, again, the biggest challenge is trying to be present as a business owner, as a person, and as a mom, so that it resonates with my child.
Oh, yes.
That's good.
That's good.
Cree, so I'm getting one question in the chat that I think we should probably go around and answer just to bring some context to the conversation. So Mochas are asking, what are the ages of your children? So let's do that really quickly. Takesha, I'll start with you.
So I'm a new mom. I have a 1-year-old. Yeah. And every time I say that to all of you all, you're like, oh, I remember one. I'm like, okay, what do you remember else though? Please tell me.
That's so funny.
So I told Takesha earlier, I said, if we hear her in the background as you're talking, you are a mommy first. So when she's one, let her be one.
Yeah.
Yeah, how old is your baby?
Morgan is 8 going on, I'm not sure yet. And you'd have to know her to know to get that. But no, she's a beautiful 8-year-old.
Awesome. Cree, how old are your children?
I have a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Wow. Leave me some notes.
Look, you can call me anytime. Call me.
And Alicia, what about you?
I have a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old.
7-year-old and a 9-year-old. Awesome. Well, listen, this is so rare for me, and it's still new territory for me. But I now have an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old, both daughters. One is headed off to college in the fall. So that's where we are, Mochas. All right, Cree, I didn't want to take that away from you. I just wanted to make sure it gave some context to the conversation.
Oh yeah, no, that's perfect.
Go right ahead.
So thank you, Tia, for that.
Yes.
I was saying that, being a mother is truly a balancing act. If I could just balance everything that I have to do, some days I'm successful in one area.
Yes.
And then the next day I fail in one area.
Yes.
And then I have to remind myself, Cree, you're one person. You're only one person. It's okay. As long as you're just juggle. Some days you can juggle well and balance all of them. Some days, sometimes the balls fall. And I give myself grace, and I give other mothers grace.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. LaShawn, you want to ask the next question?
Sure. I will go to Alicia. Alicia, tell us in terms of the background that you have, what you are doing in your work into other people or into other mothers. Tell us about that.
So I'm sorry with the sound.
Oh, that's okay.
Cut out a little bit.
That's okay. So tell me with the work that you're doing, or your philanthropic work, tell me what you're doing to pour into either other mothers or in just to other people in general. How are you taking some of your time as a mother to give back?
Oh, yes. So I'm actually very involved in the Black attorney affinity group in my law firm. I mentor the younger attorneys in the office, and I really enjoy doing that. That's actually something that during the pandemic, I started listening to Michelle Obama's podcast, and I found it very, very inspirational for me.
Yeah.
And she has some podcasts where she talks about mentorship, and then she also talks about the gift of girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
And I found myself, especially in the pandemic, spending a lot of time, checking in on my friends, because many of them were going through a lot, trying to manage, we're all trying to manage our careers, and kids at home. And then I think, a lot of us have had family members that caught COVID and then dealing with, the stress of that. And so I got to very active with my friends and mentoring the younger attorneys at my firm. And, for me, that mentorship really, I found the benefits of that, really run both ways. I mean, one, I do like watching, the younger attorneys, grow and improve, but it also just it feeds back into me and gives me so much energy and light to have had a part of that. And then also, with my work with Crystal Stairs Inc., I'm on the board of directors. Unfortunately, in the pandemic, there wasn't as much, that I could do getting out into the community because a lot of our events were virtual. But we put on an annual Parent Empowerment Day, and I was able to be a part of that. Crystal Stairs, they provide childcare subsidies to low-income families, which is so needed because we all know how expensive it is to pay for childcare. And it really, the purpose of the organization is really to allow, mothers to be able to get back to work, because for a lot of people, the cost of childcare is so, cost prohibitive that they have to make that choice not to go to work because they can't afford the childcare. So Crystal Stairs helps families in that regard. And then, we also have lots of resources and referrals, that help families with educational resources. We help families, with, like, we have these career day fairs and things where we teach them interview skills. It's really a strong community organization that is all about uplifting, the Black and brown people in the Los Angeles area.
Yeah.
So that's what I spend my time doing.
That's phenomenal work. Takesha, tell us how you give back, whether it be through entertainment or any type of philanthropic work that you do as well.
Well, I mean, I have to be honest, I'm still in the midst of this whole new mom postpartum thing.
Okay.
So
that's real.
So when my baby was getting to the age that I even wanted her to be around humans, the world shut down. Right. So she has been living her best life to have her father and her mother with her all day, every day is unheard of. And I feel as if this is our calling right now, right? To just pour into her. Everyone who meets her, even virtually, they're like, how old is she again? Wow, she's so well for a 1-year-old. And I guess because she's around us all the time.
Yeah.
But for me, just trying to find out what it means to be this new person, right? Because we go from this single woman to this married woman, and now you're this mother who is, I don't even know how to describe this. Like, she says my name constantly, all day, every day. It's like, mommy, yes, Joelle. Yes, Joelle. I just want to say her name. That's really what she's doing. So I don't even know if I'm in a mode of giving back in that way yet, but I'm trying to find my footing through Mocha Moms, through this opera that we're writing, because everything that I see now, I have this creative burst of energy happening in my spirit, and I want to create a better world for her. I want to transform our media representation for her. I want her to be able to look at this opera and be proud of who these brown-skinned people are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want her to be able to look on this screen and see herself. I want her to be able to look in this book.
Oh, we lost
audio. We lost your audio. Let me let her know.
It was getting good. Oh.
It was real good.
I was like, yes. She was getting the lean and everything. I was about to send my offering.
And I love that she's so passionate. She's still going.
Yes, I was like, you get that mother lean, like, yes. I think at one point I saw her finger.
We can't hear you yet.
Baby. No.
So Takesha, for whatever reason, we can't hear you. I hope you can hear us, but come back in when you're able to so we can hear you clearly. Tia, I'll have you answer that question until we can get back to Takesha. Sounds good. So Tia, what are you doing to give back? I know that you've done quite a bit with your restaurant. Some things recently that you've done during the holiday season and things that you do all the time. Talk about that for a moment.
Yes, and someone just mentioned, to add to that, what we're doing with our kids and how our kids are able to see us at work. And, one of the ways I give back at the restaurant, we do something called community connection. And I'm very passionate about people, helping people. So during this pandemic, we were involved with World Central Kitchen and a lot of other local organizations where we prepared meals for those that were, going through food insecurity. We hosted events. Some of my mochas who have organizations just needed a space and a platform to host events. And so I think that we are all blessed to be a blessing, right? And so the restaurant, whether it's a space for, us to give exposure to other business owners, whether it's you wrote a book and you need a place for a book sign, and people are like, Tia, can I use your space to do? I'm like, give me something hard. I have this space for a reason, and so we were really excited to be able to do that. And then again, be a part of these national organizations who I don't even know how they found us, that were just a blessing to us as a business and allowed us to be a blessing to the community through feeding one person at a time. And a lot of the programs are still going on. So we're really excited to be a part of that.
Thank you for sharing that, Tia. I believe that that's one of the reasons that many people are so blessed, because they continue to give back. So, Takesha, are you there?
I'm here. I was
good.
Here.
We were so into what you were saying, and then your sound cut out. And Tia was about to take a moment for you.
All I saw was Cree over there, like.
So, Takesha, we want to give you an opportunity to finish your thought before we continue. Jump back in.
I was saying that I'm at this point in my life that I'm filled with so much joy, so much love, so much gratitude. And it's necessary for me to create the world that I want my baby to live in, right? It's necessary for us to see images of ourselves in every medium. I want her to be able to go to an opera and be like, oh, wow, these are kings and queens who are Black people. That's me. I see myself up there. We're working on a graphic novel right now. I see myself in these pages and this beautiful artwork. I just want her to be able to open a book and not be like, oh, my hair is so fabulous. Can I just be a little bronze girl experiencing a rainbow? Can the butterfly just be nice? Can I just be the center of the story? So these are the things that I'm working on creating. Like, all of these ideas are ruminating in my brain. Cree, I would love to connect with you and what it looks like to start your own nonprofit. And I've delved into, I've always been a mentor, but delved into higher level leadership when it comes to arts organizations with Opera America and things like that. So we'll see where all this goes. But at the meantime, we're excited about spending this time together with our little one and to be able to pour into her every single day, all day. It can be exhausting, but thank God it's two of us, because I don't know what I would do. Well, no, I take that back. She wouldn't exist if it was just me. Let's put it that way. So that's where I am right now, in toddler land. I guess she's a toddler. How old are you when you turn a toddler? Is that 2? She's not yet a toddler. Yes.
Round 2.
Mm-hmm.
So she's still.
No, LaShawn, no.
LaShawn, we can't hear you.
You're frozen.
Oh, technology.
But you know what I wanted to say while she's frozen, for when you talked about imaging and your daughter being able to see positive images and things like that, and I think it's so important. It speaks again back to why I know that we are our kids' greatest influencers. But me also, as a single mom, I came from a 2-parent household. I knew of family members, but I didn't really know anything too much about this single parent. And I would pray that God would just allow me to have Morgan around not only 2-parent households, but around other amazing women, other amazing men, so that she can see and be empowered to know that there is, there are what's the word I'm looking for? That even though we're a family, I'm a single mom, that this does not have to be your model for a family. That there are some powerful women out there. There are some powerful men out there, so that you can emulate. And I think that really speaks volumes. So that, because I don't have it all, speaking of grace and permission, so where I might fall short, she may be, in the presence of Cree or Takesha and say, okay, she can see other things and other aspects of life. And I think that's so huge. We have to surround them by those powerful images.
It's interesting that you brought that up, because I can even bring up an example. We've been looking for a Black pediatrician and a Black young female dentist, pediatric dentist.
Yes.
We rented a car and drove like 20 miles away.
It's important.
Right. Yeah. To go to this dentist because she was a young Black woman. She went to Xavier. Like it was that important to us.
Yeah.
And it's important. You're in Chicago?
Yeah. In Chicago.
Wow.
So we're in Chicago, and we drove to Evanston, which is a suburb.
Wow.
For a pediatric dentist.
So are African American pediatric dentists that rare in Chicago?
I have no idea. I know I've been trying to find one forever.
Well, I know in the Los Angeles chapter, we put together a referral list for that very reason. And I think that's why it's so important for us to have, groups like this and come together. So I don't know if you have such a list, and I'm sure you probably do in your chapter, but if not, I mean, we've certainly been, building on that. And it's really helped us find more resources in our area.
I know we were putting together this Juneteenth program, just wanting to support and highlight young Black women or Black women, Black people. And I think that they're out there, but I think because we're fairly newly rechartered chapter, we're just still finding our footing in all of that. But I want to support as much as I can. And like you were saying, Tia, I want her to see in every facets of her life, right? Creating that Black Wall Street experience for her in her little life, of knowing that at every strata, these are all beautiful Black people. See all of the amazing things that you could do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and Cree, one of the questions that I know that you had asked us to think about here, I wanted, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk about one of the questions that you had asked me to think about, which is, what advice would I have given to my younger self? And I raised that because I think it on the topic that we were talking about. And one of the things, can you hear me?
Yes, there was a bit of a feedback.
And
I was going to ask you that question, but later on, but we can go right into it.
Want me to jump into it? Okay. And it's and when I really thought about it, and what I would say to my younger self is, I would really want to try to get my younger self to understand that I am enough. Yes. This was the theme, interestingly enough, at the Parent Empowerment Day that we did for Crystal Stairs a couple of weeks ago. I think that is something that all women, regardless if regardless if they're mothers or not, need to hear. I don't recall exactly when, all the insecurities and self-doubt started for me, but I'm sure they started when I was in like junior high or high school. And it has really taken me decades to get to the point to where I feel like I manage it well. And I say manage it, I say that I didn't get rid of it because, some of the, self-doubt still happens. But what I have learned to do is push through. And I just wish I had been able to get to the place where I am now, decades ago. I mean, because here I am, here on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. I'm telling you, the me of 10 years ago never would have had the strength to push through and talk to you wonderful ladies and you amazing ladies in this platform. I would not have been able to find the comfort to do it. And it's really just, from the support that I have found with friends and family and just a lot of the motivational speakers that I've talked to have really, given me that space where I've learned that those feelings of self-doubt, they're not strange feelings. They're not unique to me. We all feel them, but you have to learn to trust yourself and push through them.
Yes. I really loved the fact that you said, you are enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes we criticize ourselves, especially if you're a person of excellence and everything you do, you put your all in it.
Yes.
And it, you just want it to be right and excellent because you want to serve others to the best of your ability. And then you kind of nitpick with things, and it's not just because you're nitpicking, it's just because you want to function in excellence and you want to serve others in excellence. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves that we are enough. We're just one person. And sometimes I say, oh God, I wish I was 10. There were 10 me's. Then I could do everything that I need to do, in this amount of time. But I quickly remember it's just only one me.
Yeah.
I have to live in the moment. Yesterday is gone. I can't do anything about yesterday.
Yes.
I can't press a button and say, let me go back and change what I did yesterday. No, I can't press a button and go until tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't press a button and go into 2 hours from now.
Live for today.
Yeah.
So why worry about yesterday?
Yes.
Why be anxious about tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
And live in the present?
Mm-hmm.
Right here. That's why it's called the present.
That's right.
Here.
That's
it's
right.
a gift.
The gift.
It's a gift. We are right here. I have chills now.
Yeah.
I'm right here in this moment, and I'm talking to you, beautiful queen mothers, and I need to sit in this. I don't need to be depressed and worry about yesterday, or be anxious and worry about tomorrow. Just sit right here. And I found that, and I don't mean to go off a little bit, but I think this is something important that we should discuss just a little bit. How being a mother, postpartum depression is real.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes if we don't link and connect with other mothers to let us know we're not alone, it carries on. That postpartum depression then becomes a part of who we are. And the depression comes from the past and holding on to something from the past. And then the anxiety comes from worrying about what's in the future. And we forget about the moment.
Yeah.
And so I know I've had so many sister moms I've had conversations with about depression and anxiety.
Yeah.
So many young mothers that I mentor that are suffering with depression and anxiety. And it's for various reasons, but the core of it is remembering that they're enough.
Mm-hmm.
That you are love. If you're looking for love in that person, and you've set these expectations for that person to give you a certain level of love, it's not gonna happen, baby.
Yeah.
You are love. Let's find the self-love. And that's the root, of the depression and the anxiety and some other things that happen outside of them. But I just wanted to bring that up because I know that's something that mothers struggle with. And this Mother's Day, I want to encourage every mother that's watching.
Mm-hmm.
You are enough.
Mm-hmm.
You are love.
Mm-hmm.
You are love. You don't have to find it or seek it in anyone else.
That's right.
If you're looking for it in someone else, you're not going to find it. It's right here. You are created with a purpose and for a reason. Sit in it. Sit in it. Love you so much.
Yeah.
Fall in love with you so much. With that, and to the point you realize that I am enough.
That's right.
I felt like I needed to say that.
That's good, Tree. And I think the thing that we forget a lot, especially in the women of color and the people of color community, is that counseling and therapy is not a bad word.
Right.
And mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a little bit of help, and that's okay. Whether you're going through postpartum depression, whether you're in the middle of your mothering journey, or whether you're coming to, the part of your journey where your child is leaving and you have to rediscover yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Poured so much into your children for so long that you no longer know who you are.
That's
right.
That's right.
So mental health is so critical to us as a Black community, but especially as women, because we are the givers, right? We're the people that pour out so much. And not to say that men don't give, but we're talking about the ladies tonight, right? Talking about the mothers tonight. We pour out so much on a consistent basis, and rarely do we take the time to fill our own cup. Our hands and our arms are in so many different directions, trying to be everything for everyone. Listen, I'm speaking this, but I'm preaching to myself too, right? Absolutely. Right. Let's all raise our hands. We're all talking to ourselves.
Look, I'm just rocking. I was
raise your hand online. Raise put a hand up in the chat, or my hand is raised in the chat, or yes, Mocha, or heart, or something, if you can agree with us. Because we're constantly pouring and we don't take the time to refill. Sometimes we pour to exhaustion.
Yes.
But you can't pour from an empty cup.
You cannot. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't do it.
And going to therapy, for a lot of us, including me, is really a part of my self-care, because that's a place where I get to express my stress and anxieties and focus on working on them so that I can feel better about myself. That taking that time is so important, especially when you have, kids and to take care of, because otherwise it just starts to build up. And then, I feel like I'm a better mom when I am taking care of myself. I'm a better mom when I'm on my exercise plan and I'm eating right and I'm seeing my therapist once a month or once every other month. I mean, I do that on a regular basis. When the pandemic started, I checked myself back into seeing my therapist once a month, because I knew how stressed out I was going to be having my kids at home with me all the time.
Yeah.
And if I could piggyback even off of what everyone was saying, but Cree, when she was talking about being enough, and I think sometimes as women, as moms, I think that we don't realize that we are enough. It's about acceptance and about giving ourselves, not asking for the external people in our lives, but giving myself permission to be less than the perfect mom today. Guess what? I was striving for 100, but I only got about 75. But guess what? Thank God Wednesday always comes after Tuesday, and I'm going to get back up and try it again. And I think that for me, I'm just talking about me right now, I had to come to terms with saying and being okay and knowing that I'm enough, and accept that I didn't have to accomplish it all today. Because sometimes that mom guilt is so real, and we're already, dealing with our own inadequacies, our insecurities. And now I'm a mom. I didn't accomplish everything. What happened to my super Kate? Where's my ass? She done got real small, and I start self-doubting myself. Right. And the last thing I want to say is that
I can't fit the cape anymore, so I'm going on a tangent about the fact that I've gained weight.
Outdated. Yeah. And then the last thing I want to say, I've come to learn and believe something my dad used to tell me when I was younger, that love only knows how to give. And so love is unconditional. And when you talk about being more than enough, I remember, I'm being real transparent, I'm getting y'all all in my business. But back in the day, when I was really back in the day and I didn't know any better, I used to think I had to do something, especially when I was dating, it's like, oh, let me show him I can make rice. Oh, look, let me show you. I got to, in order to feel validated or feel love. And while I might have been in my 20s, or whether we're married or not, feeling like, well, maybe I would get more love if I was better at this. Or they're hearing a different love language. Well, he probably treats me like that because of this. When we have to first say, wait a minute now, when I woke up this morning, I'm enough. I can be a better person. There's some things I might be able to do better, but not in order to receive love from someone, just to become a better person. Because if not, if we look at it the other way, we're constantly chasing the love and validation of someone else when it's really our own permission that we have to give ourselves. That guess what? When I woke up and I stood up, I didn't get my perm this week. I know I'm gonna go next week, or whatever it is that you feel like is gonna make you feel special. But guess what? I am worthy of love and appreciation right up and through here. So you can walk with me through this, you know, or whatever it is my walkthrough stage is, but I am worthy and I am enough to be loved. And if you're not smart enough, then well, I am.
Your loss. Your loss.
Your
right?
loss.
And it's so important to pass down that heritage to our children.
So important.
That is so important. Yeah. I may get emotional right now, but my husband says I always get teary-eyed when I think about indoor plumbing. First of all, the ancestors, they were going to the bathroom outhouses out in the fields. And when I think about indoor plumbing to this day, I get a tear in my eye. And I say, I know that for a fact, the ancestors went through things so that we don't have to go through things.
That's right.
If I have to go to the bathroom to this day with my baby, with my 1-year-old, mommy has to go to the bathroom. You're going to cry. It's going to be okay. Because mommy has to go to the bathroom. Because guess what? If mommy doesn't go to the bathroom, then nothing happens. She pees on herself, something happens, and then nothing gets done. So we need to deal with the fact that mommy has to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I think that when we think about that, that's how essential these things are for us. If we think about it in that way, in order for me to give to you, I have to be able to relieve myself, right? I have to be able to pour into myself. I have to be able to enhance myself, beautify myself, feel good about myself.
That's
so
right.
that when I am all of me, I can give you more of me.
Right there.
But if I have not.
That's it. Because you know what? Because you know what, Takesha? We are always taking the crumbs. We are always taking what's left.
Not here.
For everything,
not
and
here.
then we only have just a few little crumbs for ourselves, or we have a few minutes to get dressed, or we have a few minutes to shower, or we got to run out of the door because our child needs this, or oh, there's something that I was going to cook tonight and it's not in the refrigerator. I got to go get that. Or guess what? I put what I really wanted and my passion and my heart and my life and my career on hold because I was trying to give everybody everything else. And so now when I come to a certain stage in my life, I only have a little bit left. And technology and life continues to move. So where am I in that stage? I have not continued learning while I'm growing other humans. So we gotta do that too. There's so many layers. This is so good. I could talk to y'all all night. Listen, we are actually coming to almost the end of our conversation, but I want to get
I can't hear you. It's not the end. I can't hear you. It's a bad connection. You
We can't hear you.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I do want to get in a couple of more questions before we continue this part of the conversation. This is good, y'all. So there's going to have to be a part 2. We'll have to do this again. We're going to have to do this again. No, it's definitely not long enough. Okay, so tell me this. Answer this question, and I want all of you to answer this question. Who are the top 3 people that have or currently inspire you? Alicia, top 3 people.
Top 3 people. So first, I have to say my mom, because she raised me on her own from age 7. She worked 3 jobs to keep a roof over our heads, and she went back to school to get her master's degree while raising me on her own. So she has to be in there. I'm going to say Michelle Obama, because I was so inspired by her podcast, and all of her honesty. And then I'm going to say Lovia J. Jones, who was a writer and inspirational speaker. She talks openly about the imposter syndrome, which is something that I know a lot of us Black women go through. And so I love Lovia J. Jones.
That's good. Tia.
Why you call me next?
You okay, Takesha?
No, I'm just kidding. Dang, I was praying, like not next. No, okay. I'm gonna say my mom, of course, and mainly because she doesn't know how to quit. And that has just when I wanted to give up, just seeing her now and young 72. She's saying she retired, but yet right now, as we speak, she's in the kitchen cooking for tomorrow. And so, and then I'm going to say not one person, but if I'm real honest, my village of sisters. They all inspire me in different ways. And I mean, they keep me, they help me find funny. They remind me that I can. Sometimes they have to get up in my face and get up right about now. So they inspire me as wives, as mothers. And then I don't know. I don't have a third one. That's why I was hoping to go somebody else.
That's all right. Takesha, we're tossing it to you.
I'm really tapped into this whole ancestry and legacy thing. So I immediately think of my mother, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother. Starting with my great-grandmother, she was not married. She had 4 children on her own. She was a businesswoman. She grew all sorts of vegetables and herbs and spices. And she was a working woman. To the day she died, her purse was around her neck because she didn't trust banks, right? She loved her family and she loved giving to her community, but she had this ultimate respect that she gathered from all of the people around her. So definitely her. I want to do a story about her or an opera or something because she was just amazing. And then my grandmother, married to my grandfather for 69 years. They passed. My grandfather passed a few years ago and my grandmother just passed this year. And that enduring love. And then my mother continues to amaze me. For the past 25 years, she has taken care of literally everyone in our family. And she is constantly growing, constantly serving. And now she's delighted to be a grandmother, finally. She never thought it would happen, but it did. So that's for me. It's about ancestry and lineage.
That's good. Bree, how about you?
I'll definitely have to say my mother. She's the strongest woman I know. My grandmother, who's 96.
Wow.
She's a spiritual woman, deep-rooted spiritually, and still prays for everybody, has a full prayer list. She still wears her heels to church, still, before COVID was driving herself to church, she's my best friend. And then I have to say Anita Baker.
Come on through.
Anita, how do you just make your voice just sound like an instrument effortlessly? Just it just comes out and just flows and it's just beautiful. So
I like the little
Anita Baker. I think Anita Baker is amazing.
She did a little dip. Did y'all see that?
I saw that. I can't do it. I'm tired. I can't. It ain't gonna look the same.
So you LaShawn?
Yes, I would say definitely my mother. She is one of the most phenomenal women that I know. She managed so much with not enough, in my opinion. And she does it with such excellence, and she did it with such excellence. She raised my sister and I by herself. And you would never know that she was struggling or had a difficult time raising us because she was just so flawless all the time. And I thought to myself, if I can be half of the woman that she was, I feel like I will have done pretty well because I look up to her so much as such an amazing woman. My grandmother, who is, she'll be 92, and she's like many of your grandmothers. She still washes her car. She still goes on her walks. She still walks to church, and not walks to church, but walks in the church with her heels and her big, huge hat, looking fabulous. Her and my grandfather were married for 65 years before he passed away. So she's my inspiration for not only life, but also marriage and how to do it well. And I would say the third would be, gosh, there's a lot of music people going through my head that are inspirations to me career-wise, but I would have to say my girls, my daughters. They inspire me. Okay, now here's where I get emotional. They inspire me beyond what I think they even know. They are two amazing young ladies at just 17 and 18. And they make me believe that anything is possible, because when I couldn't dream for myself,
Yeah.
I knew how to dream for them. And my dream for them was so far reaching that I couldn't even see past whatever. I mean, it was infinite for them. And they inspired me to learn how to dream for me. Because I thought, if my dreams can be that big for them, like, God, what can you do for me? Because you allowed my girls to reach so far and wide and beyond what, I could ever think possible at the time. But they are such an inspiration for me to just continue going. And I watch them in awe. And as much as I teach them, they teach me that much and even more. And even more.
Oh, that's so good.
Beautiful.
So good.
Do you want to ask another question?
I want to ask one more question if we have time.
Yes, go ahead. We'll give it a couple of minutes. We'll cheat a little bit today.
Okay. Yeah. I love this question, and I want to hear from Tia and Takesha. Let me see what the question is. What would you tell your younger self? What advice would you give your younger self?
Yes.
You want me to go first, Takesha? You gonna go first?
Sure.
I went first the last time. No, honestly, and when you said it, I'm gonna tell you, it's the truth, and that's why it's such an important message that you brought up, that you're enough. I many years, too long, for different reasons, never felt like I was enough. So I was constantly, most of the time, competing with myself to be more than myself, if that makes any sense. And it wasn't until later that I realized, like many of our mothers, like many of you, God has already equipped you with everything that you need to be amazing, to be great, and to prosper. But it took me too long, in my opinion, to realize you don't have to do anything. You're already enough. And so I would tell my younger self, you are more than enough.
Okay.
That's good.
Keisha?
I would tell myself, I guess this is twofold, definitely to piggyback off of what Tia just said. When it comes to timeline, I was one of those young ladies who was very much about making my dreams come true. When you look at pictures of me, I look older then than I do now. I was all about getting it done. I had jobs, I had ideas, I had goals. No one was going to get in my way. And I definitely agree with that level of things, but understanding to forgive yourself in the midst of that timeline, because you have no clue of how your life is going to turn out. We have goals, we have aspirations, inspirations, ideas, but we have no clue of what God has in store for us. And when we lean into the fact that our job is to be prepared and to present ourselves constantly, being your own advocate in every way.
Yes.
Understanding that you are your representative. You are your voice. You sell yourself. You speak for yourself fluently and eloquently. And understanding when you ask, all you have to do is ask. And all they can do is say yes or no. But there's no skin off of your back either way. That's one thing that my mother always taught me. Always ask. So just being able to lean into the fact that it may not work out in the timing that you think it should, right? I felt like I was supposed to be doing certain things, being married, having a child by a certain age. All of these things are supposed to happen in my own little timeline, right? And God was like, because if it had happened, my husband wouldn't exist, my baby wouldn't exist. Who knows what would be going on in my life right now? Yeah. So not leaning so much into the limelight and the timeline, but definitely being prepared for when your time comes.
Marie, can you answer that question? I'd like to hear your answer to that question.
What I would tell my younger self, so much that I would tell my younger self. But the number one thing that pops up is to live in the moment.
Yeah.
Live in the moment, and that you are loved.
Yeah.
And I know I talked about that already, but that's what I would tell myself. Along with what the other Queen Mothers have already said. I think sometimes we push ourselves so much, but just be in the moment and know that you are loved. That's what I would tell myself. But I wanted to ask Alicia. Alicia, I know you already answered that previous question. I wanted to ask you one tip that you can give the mothers watching as a gift for Mother's Day. One tip on how to balance everything that they have going on, from work to service to, your passion and your career. Just one tip on how to balance it all.
I think the most important thing that I do to try to balance it all is to prioritize myself. And it took me a long time to understand the importance of that. But I can tell you that my household is a lot more harmonious when I take the time to eat healthy food, when I take the time to get a good night's sleep or take a nap when I need it, to get my exercise in and my meditation. I have a spin bike, a treadmill. I go on walks just out in my neighborhood. I do yoga and meditation, and I try to do one of those things 20 minutes a day, every single day. And when I got regular with just carving out 20 minutes for myself, it really changed my life. It changed my energy. I used to think that I was tired all the time because I had young kids. And of course I'm tired. I have young kids. No, it was my diet. It was not taking care of myself. Because the moment I stopped eating so much processed food and started caring about what I put in my body and started eating, I have infinite energy. I have more energy than my kids now. They can't wear me out anymore because I'm taking care of myself. So that's my tip.
That's good.
That's
Tia?
good.
I was going to say, basically what I think I heard Alicia say, and I think it's so powerful, is that when we take care of ourselves, and a healthier moms is going to be a healthier family. One of the things I realized, and I don't know who I heard say this, that when the plane is on a crash landing, right? We get the tips in the beginning. The first person they tell you to put that oxygen mask on is not your child, not your neighbor, but you.
That's
because
right.
you don't need to breathe life into your child, and you're dying. So I have to breathe life. I have to Alicia's point, take your walk. And I'm learning, Lord knows, this is why I need my sisters to remind me to take care of me. I'm learning to balance and to pour into myself. I love that 20 minutes a day. That might help me to balance myself, because if not, then how can I be a healthy mom or expect my daughter to be healthy if I'm not pouring into myself in a healthy way? We are their biggest influences and their greatest example. So I agree.
Yes.
The good and the bad.
Well, yes.
Sean?
Let's see. Gosh, I have so many thoughts going through my head right now.
One tip
I
to
guess
mothers.
I'll go back to what Alicia was talking about. I told myself during this pandemic that I was not going. I had three things that I was going to focus on this pandemic. One was to get organized, because I had some things that I wanted to take care of and kind of strategize and make sure things were in the right place. The other was to put out my music that I had been waiting on and procrastinating for some time. Even my children said, "Mom, what are you waiting for?" That's bad when your kids got to say, "Mom, get with it." And the third was to get healthy. So get healthier. I spent this pandemic focusing on my health, and not because I had medical issues, but because I was carrying too much weight. physical weight. And that physical weight translated into emotional weight, right? Because sometimes we don't realize why we're not taking care of ourselves, and we don't really dig deep enough to see where the issues are. And it wasn't anything that was extremely deep-seated for me, thank God, but it was that I was too busy. I had too much on my plate, and I wasn't taking enough time for myself. So I spent this pandemic losing weight. And at this point, I have lost 50 pounds.
Congratulations.
I exercise every single morning without fail. I'm part of I'm a new member of the Peloton crew as of February, and I love my Peloton.
I'm gonna have to get me one. Y'all play too much.
I have a Peloton, but
You gotta use it. Come on,
I can't.
You can't?
we love it. We love it.
It hurts my bum.
I love mine.
No, well, you got to change the seat. I changed my seat. We'll talk later. We'll talk offline. I changed my seat, but it keeps me motivated, right? Because it's exciting, and I can work out with people, you know, my friends and my classmates back home in California, and it just keeps me motivated, you know. And when something is exciting to do, it doesn't feel like much of an effort, right? Yeah. So that's what I've really been doing to kind of dial things back a little bit and say, you know what? I'm important. And no is a complete sentence with no explanation.
Yes.
So,
yes.
That's
my
good.
children know not to mess with me when I'm on my Peloton. Like,
yes.
Nobody's bleeding. If nothing's on fire, leave me alone. I'm on my Peloton.
Right.
I'm on my Peloton.
On my Peloton.
I'm gonna have to join. I'm gonna have to do it.
And here's the thing, you don't even have to have a bike to join. You can download the app and, you know, use and do some of the classes from there. So look, I'm giving Peloton a pitch, and they're not paying Mocha Moms. So I'm gonna start.
I know. That's it.
I know that's right.
Go ahead, Cree.
I wanted to say this before we get off.
Yes.
And I wanted to say this to you all and all the mothers that's watching.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, and I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If no one has told you today or this month or this week, I am proud of you. You are a diamond. Mm-hmm. The Greek meaning for diamond is unbreakable. That's what it means. Unbreakable. And every diamond has a flaw. But does that keep the diamond from shining? Not at all. When you find the diamond, it doesn't look like a diamond. And it's from deep within the earth, a dark space within the earth. There's no light that shines. But when it's found and it's cleaned and it's cut and lasered, and they take it through that process, there's nothing that shines like a diamond. Even though it has flaws, once it's cut and lasered, it becomes a multifaceted gem. And that's what you are, multifaceted. We've gone through so much as mothers, so much. But when you come through the fire, you make it to the other side. You are enough. You are unbreakable. That means you're a diamond. Still shine. Don't let anything keep you from shining. You are needed. You are important. You are love. Be that diamond. That's what I wanted to make sure I said that.
That's good.
I really feel like a mom needs to hear that. Keep shining. You don't have to be perfect. None of us are perfect.
That's right. That's right.
No one. We all have our own thorns. That's that imperfection in the diamond. Yeah. Don't let it keep you from shining. You got it. You got it, sis. You got it. And Mocha Moms is here. If you need a sister, if you're not a part of the organization and you need something greater than you to link you with some other like-minded women who aren't perfect, don't judge one another. We have some real conversations, and you need a sisterhood just to make it another day for someone to say, you got it, sis. I love you. We're here. Let's talk.
Mhm.
Join the organization. Please. It's a sisterhood that is unbreakable. You will never forget Mocha Moms. It'll be a part of you for the rest of your life.
That is for sure. Thank you for that. That's so important. And to also to the mothers who have either lost mothers or who have lost children, because we have those in our community as well. We still say Happy Mother's Day to you, because whether your mother is an angel or whether your baby is an angel, you are still a mother. You are still a mother and will always be a mother. Absolutely. So we are going to finish this off with a couple of rapid fire questions, and then we're going to wrap it up for the night. All right? All right. Are y'all ready?
No.
You say no, Tia.
I said no. That's what I said.
No.
Not even no, but no. Okay. All right. So the first question is to Alicia. I'm always, finish the sentence.
Can you go to somebody else?
Fire, Alicia.
It's rapid fire.
Okay, fine. I'm always impatient. That's the first thing that popped in.
Okay. Always impatient. That's what we want. That's the beauty of rapid fire questions. Real answers.
That's real.
Cree, I never
Say never.
Come
Tia,
on, oh.
I'm afraid.
Ooh. I'm afraid of not finishing.
Takesha, the year 2020 was.
That's what it was.
We can't hear you, but we know what you're saying.
We've got you now. We've got you now.
Unexpected.
We got you.
Unexpected.
We can hear you now.
Okay.
The year 2020 was unexpected. All right. Those are really great answers. So here's yes.
The year 2021 is or has been.
The year 2021 will be exceptionally blessed.
That's right. I received that.
So.
Exceptionally blessed.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, ladies, we are going to wrap up our conversation here, and I am going to attempt one more time to share my screen. Two different things, a message from our national president, and then I am going to play a bit of a surprise that I have for you all here. So I hope that you can hear it. Let's see. Okay, tell me if you can see my screen right now. Mochas, let me know if you can see my screen.
No.
Can you see something on the screen now?
No.
No? Okay, I'm going to come back. Let me come back. We got to get this to work. We got to get it.
Are we supposed to see it or the
you're supposed to see it as well.
Something now.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we see.
Yes. A lot on it.
Okay, can you see this now?
Yes, you got it.
Yes.
All right.
You got it.
Yes,
we are going to go, and I hope that you can hear this.
Yes.
She's fierce, she's loving, she's a boss, she's giving sisterhood, support and service. Mocha Mom. She's fierce, she's loving, she's the boss, she's giving sisterhood, support and service. Mocha Mom. She is. She is Mocha Mom. She is Mocha Mom.
Woo!
Did you all hear it?
That was wonderful.
Yeah,
She
She is.
Yes.
Mocha
Yes.
Mom.
This is what all the moms out there to say.
Yes,
Look
she
at
is.
look at yourself in the mirror. She
She
is.
is. She is. Woo! I love it. Oh,
So
yes.
listen, one of the reasons that I literally, and see, this is why I say 2021 is going to be incredibly inspirational and incredibly blessed. In preparation for this event tonight, I was literally sitting in my car driving from a filming, and I said, we need something that we can hold on to in 2021 as Mocha Moms. We need people to not only know who we are, but we need to be inspired by who we are. And the lyrics came to me. And by the time I got home from my filming, I called some of my friends, my music friends, and got them together. And within 24 hours, this song was finished. So I offer it to you all as my loving sisters and my loving Mocha Moms who are phenomenal in every single way. She's fierce. She's loving. She's a boss. She's giving. Sisterhood, support, and service. She's a Mocha Mom. I love you all.
Ooh, I love it. We love you, LaShawn. Thank you.
My
so
pleasure. My pleasure. And we've got mochas that are still in here. So we see your comments. Thank you so much for showing up and for being part of this amazing conversation this evening. We love you. We hope that you have a wonderful, amazing Mother's Day, and make sure that you love on your loved ones and let them love on you. Accept everything that they have to offer you this Mother's Day weekend and beyond. We love you, mochas.
Love you,
Love
Queen
you.
Mochas. On YouTube.
Yes, love you guys.
We love
She
you.
is. She is.
Yes, she is. She
She
is.
is. Say that to yourself, Mom, tomorrow. Or
Yes.
next time you have a negative thought, say, she is. She is.
She is.
I don't have it right now. I'm gonna get it by tomorrow. You know, I'm a little stiff. Love you guys.
She is.
Love you,
Yes.
mochas.
Mom.
You know
Hey.
what?
We have
What's
singers
going on
on
here?
here.
So
Love
whenever
you
we get
guys.
together again, we have to sing it.
Yes, yes. We have to do it again. All right. Good night,
Absolutely. This was
mocha.
amazing.
My panel, if you can stay behind for me for just one moment.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get the rest of our mochas comments in here. I know that people want to see their comments on the screen. So give me a moment and I will
Yes,
just go
absolutely.
through. Mochas, yes. Happy Mother's
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mochas.
Cheers.
And to all those that are guests.
Always a
Yes.
mocha. Yes, Tamiza. Always a mocha. Please do it again. We will. We will. We absolutely will.
Someone said, how do we get the song?
That's a good question. We'll actually put it on our YouTube channel, on our Mocha Moms YouTube channel. We'll send out an e-blast letting you all know that it's there. All right. Good night, mochas. I think I've captured all of your comments. Good night. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Happy
Good night.
Mother's Day, Mocha
Happy
Mom.
Mother's Day.
Channel, stay behind for
Happy
just one
Mother's
moment.
Day.